Commence primary ignition.
Today we're taking a look at the Vintage Collection Clone Trooper number 45. It is a reprint, but it's what I'm really excited about, so let's take a look. Hit subscribe below to support the channel and get the best know-how and images of the treasures out there. Here we have the front of the box, or the front of the figure. The card is, I believe, a new art design, but very, very, I really like it. It's one of my favorite images of the first shots of the clones in action, you know, as they're hopping out of the gunship with Yoda defending the Jedi in the Geonosian battle pit there. But it's got the nice, you know, classic silver piping. It's got the Kenner logo here down on the bottom. Attack of the Clones up at the top. And he comes with, oh man, he comes with, I have to say, like, the best iteration of any of the clone weapons that we've seen in any of the prints of these figures. And they have there's a ton of clones out there, but at some point they started printing these. They were different DC rifles, and they were just chunkier. They were chunky in the wrong places, skinny in the wrong places. They sometimes came with a terrible wooden paint job in the shoulder stock. It was just a damn shame that some of the best clone figures came with just the worst iterations of the weapons, just out of scale. And anyway, rambling. These are amazing. These are beyond beautiful. Here, let me just get a little closer. We'll take a much more closer look once I get them open there. But they have a gorgeous paint job. They're scaled right, and just I got no qualms with the accessories and pretty much any part of this figure. I know it's a reprint, but I actually didn't get him the first time around. He was one of the clones I didn't snag. I have a ton of clones which I really just love collecting, but he was one I never got to nab initially. But let's take a look at the back. The back of the packaging really has changed with this recent line in the Vintage Collection. I don't know if you're used to the old Vintage Collection backs, but there used to be numerous other figures on the back from the series, either past series or current series. Then there were, for a while, there were 6. Now we're back up to 8. Not that big of a deal, but it's cool to note the changes as the line progresses. We got a pretty standard, pretty cool Vintage Collection back here. Of course, we got the number up in the corner, the Star Wars piping around the other figures from the line. Here up top we have the most recent line that he's part of. You got the Clone Trooper, we got the Remnant Stormtrooper from The Mandalorian, and then Cara Dune and the Mandalorian from The Mandalorian. I got those guys in my wing ready to do some reviews on, so stick around and we'll get some more real cool shots and reviews of those guys. But we also have some from the previous line from the end of last year here. So we got Princess Leia in a Yavin ceremony, the Sith Trooper, the Shadow Trooper, which, man, I'm gonna do a review of that guy, because God, it's a great figure. And the Jawa. They've changed the backing a little bit also too. There used to be, and sometimes there is on some of the figures, just there still is a ton of warnings and labels where I wish there was more fun packaging, but they've toned it down. They've toned the scale of them down, where it is still a good portion of the back, but it's not like half or 3/4 of the back. We got the Vintage Collection logo right there, the Disney and Hasbro logos in the corner. All in all, pretty nice. And here we have him out of the packaging, looking great in that Phase 1 Katern armor. Let's do a nice little spin here. Legs, fully posable, ball and joint, feet. Really just nice. And the detailing in the paint job. Like, I don't know, yeah, you can see it, it's HD. He has the little comm attachment on his wrist. I mean, I didn't even know that was a part of the Catern 1 armor, but it's just, man, it's a great, what a great figure. I'm very, very happy this is the first. I mean, this line of a vintage collection with Cara Dune and the Mandalorian and him and the Remnant Stormtrooper, I can't think of a single one I'm not like real excited about. But I gotta say, I think him and the Mandalorian are the two ones that I'm really looking forward to. Let me get some shots of the accessories here: the DC-15, the DC-17, heavy blaster, and rifle. Like I mentioned before, these have been previously scaled and just painted remarkably poorly with some of the best clones, and we really got gems of paint jobs and models with these rifles. They're perfect all around, 360 wise. They even have some things that the previous paint jobs and rifles haven't had, like they have a little screw detail in the fold down stock there. Just great accessories. Very happy. I'm even going to try and pick up a couple more of these clones just so I can get some of these extra weapons in stock for my Grand Army. For those of you who are fans of the clones and really do like knowing about them, it does have the red tracking light on the back of his helmet. The previous clones in Phase 1 armor, and actually most of the people in Phase 1 armor, the figures of the Phase 1 armor that were previously issued, unfortunately didn't have that little light, and that is one of my favorite parts of the clones and of that movie, of Attack of the Clones. You know, when the Separatist ship, when they bring it down and there's dust everywhere and all you can see is lasers and the marking lights in their helmet. It's a great touch that they finally have it. I'm really happy about that. Here he is, rifle in hand, ready to crush some Separatists, smash some droids. The helmet does come off. And he does have a different, actually, paint job. It's the photorealistic paint job with these new figures. They did a really nice job with a different look of a Django clone that you don't normally get. He's got his hair slicked back. He's looking fresh and ready for battle, but also, you know, a little bit shiny because they just had a Geonosis. So I like the fresh look on their face, the fresh cut. It makes a big difference, and it's just very, very well done. Get his helmet back on there. The vintage collection's always been good, but they really upped their game with some of these guys. Follow there for more at Binary Sunset Review. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.